All right, good Tuesday morning, guys. Back out here. I'm going to attempt to change that filter because yesterday, remember the message popped up on the monitor. Change hydraulic filter. Talking to the dealer or my salesman, apparently that's pre-programmed into the computer at X amount of hours. It pops that up and tells you, hey, dummy, change the filter. So it may not be as big a deal as that I was stressing over yesterday, but I guess we'll find out here in a little bit. But never changed one on a Cabelco machine before. Changed them on my cat machine before, but never on a Cabelco, so this might be interesting. The cats made it simple. They had a canister that actually, you took the top off of the access in the tank. There's a canister in there with a handle on it. You twisted that and you pull it up out of there, and then there's a big snap ring in there. You take that snap ring out and then the filter comes out of that canister. So super simple. This one I don't know. I don't know how the filter assembly is in there. Is a filter assembly attached all the way at the bottom of the tank? If that's the case, that's going to be nasty. I'll have oil from head to toe. I don't know. Are you supposed to drain the oil on these before you change the filter? I don't know. So we'll find out here in a minute. But I think what I'm going to do is fire it up. I'm going to raise the boom all the way up and pull as much oil out of the tank and get them into the cylinders. That one's pretty well just about all the way extended. I might be able to extend it a little bit more. Then I'm going to curl the bucket and again try to pull as much fluid out of the system as I possibly can. Get it out of that tank, so maybe it won't be quite as deep in there for me to have to deal with. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens, I guess. After I change filter out, I'm gonna have to go into the computer and reset. Gonna have to go back in. You go into the system in there and go in there and put your date and the hours and stuff. I did that when I had done the oil change as well. So anyway, let's get this old girl. Try to get as much oil in there as I possibly can out of that tank. I got some new bucket teeth too. Okay, she's all the way back. So in theory, that should have a lot more. That should have a lot more of the oil pulled out of the tank, in theory. So anyway, well, we're gonna get the tools and get after it, and I brought a whole bunch of rags because I'm sure I'm gonna need them, and we'll see what happens. Alrighty, well, let's see if we can set up somewhere over here. Kind of like that. Pull the pressure off of this tank, this little bleeder valve here. I just hope, god dang, mosquitoes eating me up. I gotta get some off on, be right back. All right. I'm hoping that thing ain't too deep. It'll probably be at the bottom, but up my arm. Got 2 bars. And that one's loose. Probably could have went ahead and kept working, but man, stuff like that just freaks me out. So I just prefer to get it knocked out. I hate that well, isn't that just a funky little critter? And I'm not sure that the filter is in. The filter may be in this housing. Huh. I'll be darned. Isn't that just nifty? Well, let's try pulling the other one. Show you what kind of little critter, what kind of crazy little thing this is. Sit up here. Look at that crazy thing. I'm hoping the filter is going to be in that. If that's the case, it shouldn't be too bad. So, anyway. Well, the case drain that somebody's put on there, yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Going down into the filter assembly on the return side versus straight into the tank, so makes sense. Yeah, lifting all that up, it pulled that. There's only about that much in the bottom of that tank, so that made a difference. I don't like leaving that up like that, but alright, let's pull this one. This has got spring tension under it. So that seems more logical. Better hold that down. That thing may shoot out of here. And let's maybe over here. Probably gonna have to get up there. Move you over again. Now, spider, don't be going off in that tank now. Yeah, I'd say that's looking a little better. Brought my purse. Purse with some brake clean and some rags. Yeah, that's a big old dude. That's a big old dude. Oh Lord, what a mess. Get this thing down off here. Got one. Making a mess everywhere. Lord, I hate that. Well, that's where that went. A big spring on top. Not too complicated yet. I'm making a stinking mess. Interesting to see if there's any pieces parts. Look nasty. I'll get it over here on the back of the truck. Well, if we make a mess here, it ain't that big a deal. seeing anything. Of course I won't know until I cut it, until I get it in there, but I laid a rag down over the top of that hole going into the tanks, that way now this comes in a kit with O-rings and the whole bit. I just got to figure out can those screw together like so. I guess that's got a, one would assume that it's going to unscrew off of there. Like that. That was easy. They look nasty. Ain't like I'm seeing any metal shavings caked in there, which is a good sign. Okay, we've got an O-ring here. I'm assuming is going to be this guy. Like so. So I guess in theory, the guy just needs to shove this in here. Well, so far, not a big deal. My question is, what's this one? Is this one down inside? Or what? I wonder. one's the big one's the cover. Kind of hoping I didn't have to stick my hand down in the middle of a bunch of crap, but I'm wondering if that is not down inside the tank. Well, that just amazes me. Good or bad, I don't know, but that's... Well, if the guy's supposed to leave that, I guess so, because man, it's really glued on there. Why? You're depleting. I mean, you're depleting the amount of flow because you got this on there. Take that off of there, you got more pleats. What do I know? I'm just a dummy. Well, let's go see what's in that tank. See if this goes down inside that tank. And this is the part I didn't want to do. But I don't have any choice. There is a rubber. That rubber is down at the bottom. How the hell are you supposed to know if you got that seated right? I mean, seriously, how are you supposed to know if you got that seated right? Around the filter. Because that's not tied on there. Yeah. Maybe it'll stay on there just good enough to... Because it's got to drop down over a... Got to drop down over a, there's a protrusion. Nasty. God, what a mess I'm making. Guess it's going to be a 1, 2, 3 go, I guess. Guess it sticks on there better than I thought. Or at least it did. I don't know if it did this time. But good Lord, what a mess. Well, so far that wasn't too bad. Bleeding. Well, so far it hasn't been too bad. Let me cut that filter open and look at it. Careful not to put the oomph on that, or bust some little bolts off. The old Milwaukee's strong. I've broke little bolts off before, just like that. Hit them a couple times and off they go. Well, it didn't make too bad of a mess. And that honestly wasn't too bad. It wasn't bad at all. That's faring a lot worse. Alright, we're going to cut that filter open. Alrighty, let's fire this girl up. Set everything down. There we go, dummy. Okay, switch that off. Maintenance. $1,000. Backwards. Of course not. Okay. Okay, it automatically put the day in there for me. My light went off. 275 hours left on the engine and oil, filter. 1,000 hour, I got 1,795 left on it. So in fact, it was a computer that triggered that to pop up and tell me to okay, the mode changes for economy right there, and then I run it on the high. Man, it is hot. Sweat. But anyway, that's it. They went off. So I'm not seeing anything flying out of the nothing's blowing out of any of the tanks or leaking out, so that's good. Well, I'd call that a success. All right, we're gonna cut these turkeys open. In theory, I could have cut them off there, but I don't get that. Why they would do that. To me, that just cuts down on the flow, man. I guess what I should have done is went and cut this. I mean, so you got some glue in there. Most of these filters have glue to hold the pleats apart anyway. But this is not the exact way to do it. You need a vise to do it the proper way, but this will give me an idea. Anyway, this will give me an idea anyway what I'm got in there. Kind of crazy when it comes to filters, man. I like to see what that machine's doing, and so I always cut filters open, even the metal and case filters. I always cut them open. Damn, something metal. woven in those cleats? Huh. Really? No wonder she didn't want to cut very good. And I appreciate that. What if I want to look at that? What's in between the pleats? That's good material. See, then what you would do is put this back together like this. You take and you put it in a vise and you squeeze it real hard to squeeze all the oil out. And I'm not going to be able to do it good enough here. Trying to look for something that I can squish that with. The 953 shank here. Again, this isn't perfect without a vise, but this should give me. Whoa, don't slide off there. See how the pleats are real nice and clean? Kind of move you over here. If there was issues, you would see metal. You would see metal down in these creases. Like that. And I really don't see anything. So that's a good sign. Real good sign. That makes me feel a lot better. The oil samples, when I first bought this machine, the oil samples came back good. But, I mean, you just never know. But, I mean, I don't know what to think about these filters. These two filters filtering everything out of that machine. There's no spin-ons. I mean, kudos to them in the fact that that material is around thick wire mesh. Wire mesh comes up in each pleat like that, so it's going to hold them open. But boy, I bet that screwed my old utility knife up. So, like I said, I just don't know what to think. Those filters filter in that whole machine. And I mean, some of the other manufacturers, you know, that I've had or that I own have spin-ons as well. As well as, you know, intake filters. This one doesn't have a spin-on hydraulic, so I don't know what to think on that. And the cat machine I had, the in-tank filter was about that tall, about that big around. A little bit bigger around the nose, but about that tall. I don't know. I don't know what to think. I don't know if I'm disappointed or if I'm amazed or what exactly. I don't know. The jury's out on that. And it's easy. You've seen how easy it was to change them. I'm not a fan of this around that. Why did they have to put that on there? Other than to stroke their image, I guess, maybe. I don't know. But why did they have to do that? To me, that's cutting down on... To me, it's cutting down on their filtering ability to have that on there. I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure, you know, some engineers a heck of a lot smarter than I am. But, I don't know. I just don't know. Oh well, I'm going to fire her up and run her here in a little bit.